There's a weapon more devastating than any bomb, one that doesn't leave craters but erases entire civilizations from within. Kenyan author Ngũgĩ wa Thiong'o calls it the cultural bomb, and in his powerful 1986 book, Decolonising the Mind, he exposes how colonizers use language itself to detonate this invisible weapon of mass destruction. Ngũgĩ argues that true decolonization isn't just about removing foreign armies, it's about reclaiming the mind. When European colonizers imposed their languages on African peoples, they didn't just change how people spoke, they changed how they thought about themselves and their world. He illustrates this with a personal example. In his childhood classroom, one brilliant student mastered every subject except English and could only find work as a bus driver's assistant. Meanwhile, Ngũgĩ, despite average grades, earned a spot at an elite school simply because he had an English credit. This wasn't education, it was cultural programming. Ngũgĩ identifies language as having three crucial aspects: our daily actions and traditions, our spoken communication, and our written expression. Colonialism severed these connections, forcing African peoples to live in one language while thinking and writing in another, a condition he calls colonial alienation. This wasn't just theoretical for Ngũgĩ. When he organized community theater productions in his native Kikuyu language, celebrating Kenyan heroes like Dedan Kimathi, the government imprisoned him. They understood what he was doing, reconnecting people to their own stories, their own power. The book culminates in Ngũgĩ's famous university debate, where he and colleagues challenged the English department's curriculum. Instead of treating African literature as an appendage to European tradition, they asked, why can't African literature be at the center, with other cultures viewed in relationship to it? Decolonizing the Mind reveals three interconnected truths. First, that language serves as either a tool of oppression or liberation. Whoever controls the words controls how we see reality itself. Second, that imposed cultural systems create a devastating alienation by severing people from their roots, a universal experience wherever dominant powers override local traditions. And third, that preserving indigenous literature and languages is essential for true mental freedom, because every community deserves to see itself as the hero of its own story, not a supporting character in someone else's narrative. Ngũgĩ shows us that the battle for any people's liberation isn't fought only with weapons, but with words, stories, and the revolutionary act of defining ourselves on our own terms.